coming up on ATV News.
Cleaning up after the Collins Toohey speech. We'll show you what the inspirational sister of the Blind Side star had to say.
It's as easy as turning down the temperature, saving money, and losing weight in one simple step.
Could what you're doing at work or school be killing you? We'll show you why this is being compared to smoking.
This week in ATV Sports, we show you how one 5-game slide came to an end and how your Aggies did in the Super Bowl.
Puxatawny Phil saw his shadow last weekend. We'll see if that applies to this side of the Rockies. Also the 7-day.
All that and more starting right now. Welcome to this fabulous edition of ATV News. I'm Jason Borba.
And I'm Tamara Bradley.
Chances are you've seen or at least heard of the movie The Blind Side.
That's the story about Michael Orr, who was adopted outside of foster care and later ended up in the NFL playing for the Baltimore Ravens. The real-life sister of Michael Orr, Collins Toohey, came to Utah State today to talk about her family story. Toohey also talked about the importance of not judging people on where they come from, that rating someone's worth could hurt their own chances of success. She also said that she's not there to tell everyone to adopt or foster a child like her family did. She just wants to tell people they can and should help others.
There is something that you can do for someone. You just have to get off your butt and do it.
If you want to know more about the Toohey story, you can check out their family's book, In a Heartbeat, Sharing the Power of Cheerful Giving.
Not only could turning down the heat in your home help save some money, but it could also help you lose a few pounds. ATV's Misty Inglet works out if these methods are a fad or fact.
You've heard of the traditional weight loss methods, such as exercising, dieting and weight loss pills, and protein shakes. But medical researchers may have found something else to help people lose weight: the cold. A recent study looked at whether cold temperatures could boost a body's metabolism and burn more calories. What they found is that our bodies have brown adipose tissue, which creates heat and burns energy. BAT responds best to cold, so by turning down the heat, you're forcing your body to work to warm itself up, and that burns calories. But health professionals say that this method could have some risks people may not think about.
Shivering at nighttime might keep you from sleeping or make you uncomfortable in your sleep, so that you would have side effects from disrupted sleep.
Even though evidence suggests that shedding a few layers could help you shed a few pounds, researchers still don't know the long-term effects. They're planning long-term studies where people will live in cooler environments and track their weight over a period of time. But until these long-term effects can be proven, doctors and health professionals say they are not recommending this approach to anyone.
I can't really discourage it, but I wouldn't express any real support for it yet because the evidence is just way too thin.
People can put in more money in research and they actually find, hey, you know, if we tweak the cold training like this, it actually works instead of just being a fad, and they can back it up by their science and their projects that they've done, then great.
Though this method may have some possible benefits, people should still exercise caution. Misty Inglet, ATV News.
If you feel daring and want to lose a few pounds, this new study may be the perfect fit for you.
We all know that smoking is bad for our health, but something else we all do could be just as bad. Our Becky Eisenhower went out to show us why sitting could be a new cause of death.
Illinois State University reports that people are about 30% less active overall on days they exercise versus days they don't hit the gym. But experts say most people simply aren't running or walking or even just standing around enough to counteract all the harm that can come from sitting for 9 hours a day. In a study published by the International Journal of Behavioral Nutrition and Physical Activity, it was reported that people spend an average of 64 hours a week sitting, 28 hours standing, and 11 hours milling about, even if they exercise at least 150 minutes per week. That's more than 9 hours a day of sitting.
For how much I work out, you would think that I would never be out of breath for how much I'm playing basketball or whatever, but sometimes still even like going up the stairs out on Old Main, like, can make me out of breath.
Bad posture, back pain. I don't know if it's all generally related to sitting all day, but headaches, all that kind of stuff that's associated with being at a desk.
Most of us know that even if you exercise 150 minutes per week, smoking will cancel that out. Now the journal says sitting could have the same effect. So what do you do if you have to sit at a desk all day?
I wanted to try a standing desk because I had heard that it gives you a lot more energy throughout the day when you're working. To be standing while you're working instead of sitting. I feel like I have a lot more energy throughout the day when I'm working. I think it's a lot easier to concentrate, especially after working for, 8 hours a day.
Becky Eisenhower, ATV News.
Who knew sitting could be so bad for you?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Maybe we should stand.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, well, when we come back, fences are fairly common in construction, but are the fences around the business building on track to come down?
And it's easy to fly with USU's aviation program, more than ever, but can you really fly anywhere?
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in your face pep talk.
I can keep pushing. Believe me, I'm good at it.
Once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell him.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? He needs something a little more
persuasive.
Yes.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in your face pep talk.
I can keep pushing. Believe me, I'm good at it.
PSA. Once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell him.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? He needs something a little more
persuasive.
Yes.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Thanks.
There is a monstrous, muddy mess next to the business building. Our David Matthew Stewart checks out what will someday be Huntsman Hall.
It's hard to imagine the dominant color on Utah State University's campus being anything but orange. However, someday, that obnoxious mess next to the business building is going to look like this.
Well, we started talking about it about 5-6 years ago. The new building is primarily going to be classrooms. More space than anything else is dedicated to 21 new classrooms.
State-of-the-art classrooms, both tiered and flat. But hold your horses, folks. Before we inherit something as exciting as this, we may be stuck looking at this for a bit longer.
Because the business building is landlocked and there's only one entrance for construction vehicles, they've had to break up the job site into 3 separate zones.
And because we have such a limited amount of space to work in, we have to stage the construction so that we can focus on a zone at a time. So we have to do things in sequence, and it makes it a lot slower process than what might be seen with other buildings.
Snyder says that the finished product will be worth the wait. The new addition will also have 4 different levels featuring an assortment of naturally lit meeting rooms and event spaces.
We've got the tower, the existing building, and then we have the new building wrapping around the tower.
In between the 2 buildings will be a courtyard with terrace dining where you can eat after visiting a cafe. Also worth noting is the public patio on the 4th floor overlooking the quad. Huntsman Hall is scheduled to be completed in November of 2015. David Matthew Stewart, ATV News.
We will be sure to keep you up to date as this and other new buildings around campus continue to take shape.
Raising money has never been so simple. A man from Logan is making his dreams a reality, and you can too.
Steve Kent is starting a magazine full of comics.
Comic books can be good for just about anybody.
And he's getting his funding from people like you.
It's not just some big company sponsoring it. It's not, McDonald's presents Pew Pew. or something like that, it's really the people who want to read it are the people who are backing it.
In 2014, Kent says he will release 6 issues of his magazine.
Kickstarter has really helped the magazine in that way. Kickstarter is a website where people can put their projects up, and then somebody who's interested can say, you know, I want to see this thing be successful, I'm going to give $10.
People come in, everyone will want something for free, but once someone wants to put some money towards it, you can actually get a good handle on who cares about it and what they'd like to see in it and developed into later on.
You can't get people to pay for content like they expect it for free.
And comic books aren't just for nerds. Everyone can enjoy them.
You know, at Death Ray Comics, they carry a lot of the stuff from Marvel and DC, you know, they call it the big two. There's something about putting the words with the pictures that gives the medium a unique feel.
And Kent plans on using comics like these in his very first issue. Ileana Barunda, ATV News.
At the click of a button, you can see if people would support your cause.
USU has a shiny new toy on campus. To play with it takes a little more training than you may think. Brandon Fonda is live to show us more about the Aviation Department's flight simulator. Brandon?
That's right, Jason. A shiny new toy with a lot of switches and stuff. I took a simulated ride to Arizona, and it was so realistic inside that when we landed and I got out, I thought it was going to be hot outside.
Script takeoff, runway 26, Delta 1900.
It's easy to be fooled into thinking that this is a real jetliner.
Turn right on Bravo.
That's because the CRJ 700 Paradigm Simulator, which is new to the campus this semester, can do just about everything a commercial jetliner does, except fly.
We designed it to kind of be like a real-world flight. You take off from an airport and you fly over to another airport just like you do in the real world.
But it's not just your average video game.
300, approaching minimum sync rate. It can be stressful at times if you're not ahead of the airplane. It's a very fast plane compared to what we fly out at the airport.
1-1 left, number 1.
But before the students can land in the simulator, they have to be certified to touch down here first, in a real plane. Now that may sound a bit backwards, but students need to learn the fundamentals in a small airplane like this one before they hop into the jetliner.
In the simulator, I just have noticed that, you know, it seems like you're moving a lot faster. You're using a lot more buttons. It's just a whole different, you know, it's a whole different bird.
It's more complex in that video game type setting than it is flying real world in these aircraft.
Students will fly a minimum of about 100 hours, practicing landings and maneuvers before they can use the simulator.
We do them so you can master the aircraft and become proficient.
Which is what Craig is trying to become, so he can start the fake flying next semester.
The students use the simulator for 3 semesters as a part of their senior capstone project. Back to you, Jason.
Thanks, Brandon.
When we come back, David Stewart has your Cache Valley weather forecast.
It is currently 26 degrees outside here in Logan.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it.
You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we have pep talkers standing by to get you motivated for your GED diploma. Text the name Terry to 69222 for a sympathetic pep talk.
You show people what you really are.
Or for a gentle pep talk, text the name Deborah.
You know you're going to make people very proud of you.
And if that's not enough, text the name Danny for an extreme pep talk.
Prove everyone wrong. Show them you're the boss.
Get your GED pep talk and find free GED classes. Text the name of the person you want a pep talk from to 69222.
Welcome back. So David, we have snow this morning.
I'm glad you noticed, and yes,
Yeah.
we sure did. It looks like we're going to have snow for a couple more days too, if we can roll on over to the outside camera. If you'll notice, we've got, well, it looks like the snow's kind of settled down right now, but we have been having some snow falling pretty much all day. Doesn't it look whimsical? Pretty much like Hogwarts over there. Let's hop over to the national radar. Okay, if you'll notice, we've got some, sorry about the technical difficulties. If you'll notice, we do have some storms going on over the east coast here. It's pretty much, they've canceled 3,000 flights for it. Also over here, we can check over in the California region. Nothing going on. Let's hop over to Utah. Utah's great. It's a place we live. We've got some snow falling. Okay, you can see that we've got the deliciously beautiful blue color right there. That means we've got some snow falling. The snow is going to keep falling pretty much for the rest of the week. Let's roll over to the 7-day. Okay, if you can see, I threw up some snowflakes falling all the way through next Monday. We've got snow tomorrow and the next day. Pretty much through Friday, we're going to have at least 3 inches. The rest of the week, it's just going to be icy. There will be icy snow rain. It's not going to clear up till Tuesday. Once we get to Tuesday, it should be sunny for a minute, but it'll go back to clouds and then more snow next week.
Wow, well that looks like skier's dream.
Skier's paradise. You know what? Also, I think pretty much we hosted the Winter Olympics, in 2002, but Sochi's going to be pretty jealous of us.
Yeah, we got some pretty great snow here. Sure. So speaking about Sochi Winter Olympics, what's your guys' favorite sports?
I like figure skating. I think it's pretty.
That's pretty.
At the risk of being a one-trick pony, I'm going to go with Quidditch.
There we go.
Quidditch.
And I'll go with hockey. I'm not a big hockey fan, but I do love the whole national feel, play for your country.
Yeah, myself, I love the luge and the skeleton. But anyways, when we come back, we'll have more your ATV sports with you coming up after this break.
Here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we have pep talkers standing by to get you motivated for your GED diploma. Text the name Terry to 69222 for a sympathetic pep talk.
You show people what you really are.
Or for a gentle pep talk, text the name Deborah.
You know you're going to make people very proud of you.
And if that's not enough, text the name Danny for an extreme pep talk.
Prove everyone wrong. Show them you're the boss.
Get your GED pep talk and find free GED classes. Text the name of the person you want a pep talk from to 69222. Here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we have pep talkers standing by to get you motivated for your GED diploma.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
All right, welcome back to this week's edition of ATV Sports. I'm Bradley Wells, and let's get things started on the basketball court. We got some things about the women's basketball team, and they seem to be back on track after a 5-game slide. The Aggies were looking for back-to-back wins for the first time since the beginning of the new year when they hosted Wyoming. The Aggies got off to a fast start against the Cowgirls, jumping out to an 18-2 lead, and Jennifer Schlock gets this steal and takes it the other way to give UCU a commanding 43-28 lead heading into halftime. It seemed as though the break helped Wyoming as the Cowgirls came out much stronger in the second half and made a game out of the blowout. Here, Shalon Landry drives to the hoop, gets the bucket and the foul. She would hit the free throw to cut the once big Aggie lead to 5. With a little over 2 minutes to play, the Aggies were up 6, but not anymore as Kayla Woodward drains that shot from downtown to get Wyoming within 3. Wyoming's Kaylee Rader has a chance to tie the game at the free throw line with 30 seconds to go, but she hits 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. USU would hit their free throws down the stretch to hang on and win 80-75.
I'm going to look at this as our team is getting better. We're improving. even though there's a lot of margin of error tonight that we gave up, but at least we won this game, where I think 3 weeks ago we probably would have lost it. So we're getting there.
Schlott finished with the game-high 38 points, going along with her 7 assists and 6 rebounds for USU. The Aggies will look to get revenge on the road tonight when they take on Nevada. The Wolfpack beat the Aggies earlier this year, 76-72. The men's team is also playing Nevada tonight at home as they try to avenge an earlier loss and in hopes of ending their own 5-game losing streak. The Utah State men's tennis team had 2 matches over the weekend, and after losing to their last 2 opponents, they were looking for a win. The Aggies faced the University of Montana Friday, and the team started strong, winning the doubles point. Freshman Dennis Baumgartner took to the court in the #1 singles spot. The first set belonged to Montana's Mikolaj Karuk after he won 6-3. In the second set, things were close, but Baumgartner was able to pull out the win 6-5, tying the match up 1-1 heading into the pivotal third set. In the final set, Karuk went up early and had a 40-love advantage after this volley right here, but this set up the match point. However, Baumgartner didn't give up, breaking match point 4 times. One right there, another one right here, and one more right here, finally winning the match 6-5. The Aggies went on to win the team score with a team score of 5-2.
Dennis was down 4 match points, Sebastian was down 6 match points, and they both found ways to win. And I think that's where, for Aggie Nation and for people, tennis enthusiasts, they gotta say, oh my gosh, Utah State's moving in the right direction.
The Aggies were back in action Sunday as they hosted Montana State. The Aggies were down 0-2 early in the team score after losing the doubles point using the doubles point and the first singles match. But senior Frederick Peterson made quick work of his opponent, winning 6-1, 6-5. Sebastian Schneider won his match to tie up the team score at 2. Baumgartner was in another tough battle and prevailing yet again after 3 tightly contested sets. Andrew Whiting lost his match, evening the team score at 3. And Montana State's Kenny Dodd beat Thomas Kosmai in 3 sets, 6-3, 6-2-6, 6-3, getting the win for Montana State. The Aggies fall to 4-3 overall and look to get back on the winning track when they host Seattle University Friday morning. On Friday, the Utah Jazz held a special halftime ceremony during the game against the Warriors to honor Jerry Sloan. Sloan led Utah to 2 consecutive NBA Finals in the 90s, falling to the Chicago Bulls both times.
Welcome to Jerry Sloan's Banner Night.
The Utah Jazz raised a banner in honor of Jerry Sloan and his accomplishments as coach during his time with the organization. Sloan led the team to 1,223 victories over his 23 seasons with the team. Hall of Famers Karl Malone and John Stockton each had something to say about their former coach. Even though Jerry Sloan is no longer coaching the team, he continues to be a part of the organization as a senior advisor of basketball operations. On Sunday, the Denver Broncos and their #1 offense in the NFL took on the #1 defense in the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 48. It was a matchup of the 2 best teams going head-to-head in the ultimate battle of offense versus defense. It was a dream start for the Seahawks. Just 12 seconds had ticked off the clock, and they were up 2-0 after this bad snap went over Peyton Manning's head and flying into the end zone for his safety. With 3 minutes left and down 15-0 in the first half, you get the feeling the Broncos are finally going to get their offense going. Manning jumps back, but he is hit as he throws, and that's never good news as Seattle's Malcolm Smith picks him off, and he is going 69 yards for the other way for the touchdown. The Seahawks took a stunning 22-0 lead into halftime. The Broncos kicked off to start the second half, and the speedy Percy Harvin is going to pick it up, make a few defenders miss, and from there it is nothing but daylight for the 87-yard touchdown return and a 29-0 lead for Seattle. With 3 minutes left in the third, Russell Wilson finds Jermaine Kearse, and after 2 spin moves and 4 broken tackles, he finds his way into the end zone. The Broncos finally get on the board at the end of the third quarter when Manning hooks up with Demaryius Thomas, but it's too little, too late as the Seahawks soar to a 43-8 win. So, you guys, Utah State's own Bobby Wagner recorded 10 tackles leading the Seahawks defense.
I know.
Yeah, very cool.
Pretty good game.
Very cool.
Pretty
very
good
cool to
game
see Bobby and Turbin get those drinks.
Indeed.
Love our Aggies. Well, coming up after the break, a new daycare is open in Logan, but it isn't for children. Who exactly it's for and why?
And Logan is expanding its options for eating. What restaurants are coming and how soon will you be able to shop and dine?
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh.
New daycare center in Logan, but it's not for toddlers. We went to show you what makes this one so different. It's a place senior citizens can spend the day with people their age doing things they love.
Whoa, that's got a nice crunch to it, doesn't it?
The Cache Valley Adult Day Center opened its doors January 6th.
Referrals are coming in, so that's good. We haven't had a law member sign up yet, but that's okay because we're brand new.
While they're still getting into the rhythm of things, it's the only one of its kind in Logan. The building is a meeting house for Cache Valley Bible Fellowship on Sundays, but used to be empty during the week. Now, it's filled with music and senior citizens who come to spend the day. Music is just one of the activities offered at the day center.
Anything from playing games of checkers or chess to jigsaw puzzles to big music experiences, sing-alongs, reminiscence groups. Yep, I play for a living.
And he isn't the only one who likes his job here.
I love it. It is a fulfillment of a lot of work and a lot of energy and a lot of planning to come together and actually open the Cache Valley Adult Day Center.
The center is looking for drivers to take members to and from the daycare. To volunteer, call 435-753-0400.
For the people of Logan, construction is not a new thing to see, but this construction is bringing a tasty twist to the city. Construction is underway for the new shopping center on Main Street in Logan. The 10-acre site will house a new 60,000 square foot Al Sporting Goods store, restaurants, and other retail shops such as Dunkin' Donuts, Five Guy Burgers, and Firehouse Subs. The new Al Sporting Goods facility will more than double the size of the existing store and have a cycling shop, a community classroom, and an indoor gun and archery range.
I'm just really excited for Dunkin' Donuts. I really loved Dunkin' Donuts back home, and it just brings a little piece of home to me, and to have everything so accessible when you walk everywhere and you only have a 30-minute lunch is real cool.
Construction for the shopping center started last June. It is expected to open this spring at the corner of 1000 North and Main Street.
Thank you for watching us this week on ATV News.
Make sure to join us for a next week's show and have a stupendous day, Cache Valley.